Okay, we're going to talk about Scratch in today's video. And in Scratch, what we want to, trying to get this to play. In broadcasting, what we want to focus on is the concept behind it. It's going to save you so much work, and if you don't use it, it's going to cause you so many problems. So it's a difficult concept. It's one that students in the past year have had a little bit of trouble with. You have to really work to try to understand it. You have to want to understand it, and then you have to use it a lot so that you can make some mistakes with it, so that when you get to your game project, it'll make your life a whole lot easier. So what is broadcasting? Well, broadcasting is a tool that allows you to get one sprite or background to tell a lot of other sprites or backgrounds that it's now time to do something. And then once that other sprite receives that command, or it can be multiple sprites or backgrounds, then they are set into action. We use 3 blocks. We'll talk about them a little bit later, but you can see them on the right in the screen. The broadcast block is the one you'll use the most often. That's the one you put on the sprite that's giving out the command. You have a broadcast and wait block, and that is exactly what it sounds. The same as the broadcast. You put it on the sprite that's doing the broadcasting, and then he will wait before he continues another action. So he'll need another event to get himself started. In the 3rd block is the when I receive block. It's basically saying when I receive the broadcast that was sent, then I will be set into action. And so you kind of think about broadcasting. It's sort of like a radio station, and we'll talk about how that works. So whenever you have a radio station, you have a radio station that's broadcasting out to this, to anybody out there that's listening. But who actually hears it? It's only the people that are tuned in to that radio station. So it's the same thing with broadcasting. When you set up a sprite to broadcast, there has to be others that are set to receive it. If nobody's set to receive it, then nothing is going to happen. So as soon as you set up a broadcast event, as soon as you apply that to your sprite, you immediately go to the other sprites that you want to set into action and put the receive. So don't forget the receive part of the code. It's kind of like a that saying, if a tree falls in the forest, does anybody hear it? Well, if you broadcast and nobody's set up to receive it, then nobody's going to hear it, so there's going to be no action. I also think of this, another analogy is in theater, when you have somebody who says there's a scene change, scene 2, then everybody that's in that scene knows that they're going to be the ones that are called to action. So they're listening for that call, scene 2. And then they have a whole set of events. Everybody's may be different, but it now sets them into action. So now then we're going to talk about some examples of broadcasting. To do this, we're going to go into Scratch for a minute and look at some coding. So in this example, I have my cat sprite and I have my bat sprite. And if you look at the events or the blocks that I have on my cat, I have that when this sprite is clicked, I want him to broadcast fly. And fly, all you have to, you can customize what that message says. Always customize them, and I'll show you how to do that later, but you want it to be relevant. Then if we look at the commands that I have on the bat, I have the when I receive fly. Remember, that's the when I receive broadcasting block. So whenever the sprite broadcast, he's going to move 10 steps, and he's going to switch his costume, which will make the bat look like he is flying. If you look here, you can see this is one, so he'll just go back and forth between these 2 costumes. Okay, so let's put this into action and see what it looks like. So to do that, we'll go to the big screen. I don't know how, it doesn't really work that well when I'm recording, but let's see what we got. Alright, so now if I click on the green flag, that's what I have to reset my bat. And then every time I click on the cat, he's going to broadcast fly. And when he broadcasts fly, the bat is going to move 10 steps and change his costume. So click on the cat, He moved forward a little bit, changed his costume. Click on the cat. The bat automatically changes his costume and moves 10 steps. So I can just keep doing this. And this is just a simple concept to get you started, so that you know, typically you're going to use this when you have many more sprites and many more commands. So you know, I could pull in another sprite and put some commands on him to do something on the broadcast fly. So let's just try that. Let's go. I'm just going to pick another sprite real quick. Let's pick an animal since we're in that theme. Why don't we have the beetle? We'll click on him. Alright, so the beetle, I'm going to have him, when he receives fly, well, maybe he won't fly, maybe he will glide. So we'll go to the motion command. I'll have him glide 1 second. That's going to be pretty fast, and we're going to have him glide to a position on the screen. Now, to find out where I want him, I'm going to open up my information, move him a little bit, and I'm going to have him glide all the way across the screen, so he'll go to 191 and -1. So I'm going to come up here and put the X at 191, and we're going to put the Y at 1. Okay, so now then let's see how that works for him. So again, oh, it's not going to be -191. I don't know where the beetle took a little while to go into action. We're going to have him go not to 191. I think that's a positive 191 because that doesn't make sense, right? Well, let's put him at 203. That's a good one. Okay. All right, now let's see how that works. All right, so we're going to go back and test this out. Hit the green flag, see if I can get the bat reset. We need to, I didn't put a reset command on the beetle, so I'm just going to move him back across. Alright, so now that when I click on the cat, the beetle should move all the way across the screen, and the bat's just going to flap his wings 1 time, because that's how I have him programmed. So if I click on the cat, there he goes, and now I have to continue clicking to get the bat. Okay, so I could, you know, I could do this a number of ways. You know, I think if we were to do this, I would probably give it a different, maybe glide command. We might just have it go change X by 10, so it's just going a few steps every time, or by 20. So let's just see what that does, just to give you some ideas of the different move commands as well as we're doing the broadcasting. So if I click on the cat, and now you can see the beetle is just moving a little bit along with the bat. Okay, so again, I have the beetle receiving a command, and I have the cat broadcasting. We have the bat who is receiving. So I hope this gives you an idea of how to use the broadcast and receive commands. We'll talk about it more in class, but good luck with this, and really try hard to understand this concept.